G'day, welcome to the Outside Man podcast. I'm Matt.
I'm Jed.
And this is CTW Sports, where we talk about the best game in the world.
Yep. Best game in the world, I reckon.
Rugby league.
Rugby league.
Rugby league.
How could you watch a sport like soccer or AFL?
Oh, in between naps, I think.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Oh, I might offend a few people.
Yeah, oh, gee.
No, well, welcome to the show. This is the Outside Man podcast, where a couple of blokes talk about rugby league because we love it, and hopefully you love it too. Otherwise, what are you doing here?
Yeah, well.
Exactly. So, well, we've got a lot to cover off this episode.
Yep.
We've got last week to have a chat about.
Yep.
We've got this coming round to chat about, and
The ladder.
the ladder and
Origin teams.
Origin teams got released. So
Yep.
there's a few things in there. So yeah, let's get started.
Yep.
All right. Well,
Right.
first of all, we need to thank our sponsors for this evening's episode.
Yep.
This evening's episode is brought to you by SAE Group. All things solar, commercial, residential solar, servicing Southeast Queensland, Northern Rivers, New South Wales. If you want batteries, you want a Tesla or a Sonnen or solar, Fronius, SMA, whatever, give them a call, 1300 18 20 50. They'll be able to help you out. Righto. All right, let's get started on
Thursday night.
Thursday night.
Yep. Broncos versus the Panthers. And it was Penrith that just came out the stronger of the team. What did you think of the game?
It was a slog. I think there was like 5 or 6 disallowed tries. I thought Broncos' defense was pretty good, but they just couldn't punch through.
Yeah, I thought their attack was just not there.
Yeah, it was not quite there. So
Yeah, and the condition of the field wasn't terrible, Nick, after Magic round, I thought.
it looked real bad.
Yeah, and I think that affected the play.
Yeah, and we also had rain as well, so that didn't help.
Yeah, that didn't help as well.
So yeah, poor old Broncos. Do you think it's a reality check? Broncos have now played Storm and Penrith and lost both times.
Yeah, I just don't think that they're quite there.
Yeah.
I think they'll probably finish around that, probably 4th to 6th in the ladder at the end of the season, and they probably make it to the second week of the finals, but I don't think that they'll make it.
It hinges on them all being healthy, I think, and without Adam Reynolds, it's driving them around the field. It really, you can tell that they really need him.
Oh yeah, and I think do you know how long he's out for?
No idea. I thought he was only a week and a bit. So
yeah, but they've, it'd be interesting.
So
to see
we'll have to find out and get back to you. So first game on the Friday. What happened, Jed? We got the Dragons versus Roosters, 24-22.
Yeah.
To the Dragons. I didn't see that one coming. I tipped the Chooks.
Yeah. Well, I said last week on this podcast that if we lost that game, I was going to be a fan.
I'll put that in here right now.
Yep. But
get your fans up, Jed.
Gotta be loyal to the boys.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, but in that first half, we were diabolical.
Yeah.
Our errors just cost us big time, and we were down 18-0, and then we ended up bringing it back, and we were leading with about 2 minutes to go. James Tedesco stole the ball off the Tyrone, the fullback. But Tyrone Sloan, and I thought that we had it, and then what did we do in the last set when all we had to do was, do the last set and kick it down there. We lost it on the second or third tackle, whatever it was, and then literally on the last play, when I think the siren had already gone, they put a little grubber through, and they won the game. And let's just say a couple of chips went. Chips went everywhere.
Yeah.
I had to get out of the house for 5 minutes.
Go for a cool off. Go for a walk.
Yeah, just calm down.
Oh man, poor old Chooks. It's how it goes, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's how it goes. My tipping this weekend or last weekend, completely diabolical. I got 2 out of 8.
Yeah, I think I was about 3.
Speaking of another one I got wrong, the next game, the Friday night game, Eels versus Rabbitohs.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened there. Kudos to Eels. They played so good, I thought.
Yeah, they did,
played really well. Rabbitohs just looked disjointed and there was no attack. It was flat. Defensively, they weren't really up to scratch. Not for what I thought they should be being ladder. I think this is just a speed bump, though. I don't think it's a reality.
Do you think it's one of those things where, like, they've been up for so long, South Sydney?
Yeah, possibly.
Sometimes you just have those weeks where things just don't click for whatever reason.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
because I think they'd won like 6 in a row.
Yeah.
6 or 7 in a row. So it was bound to happen. It's just, just how the footy ball rolls, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we got the first Saturday game, Sharks versus Knights.
Yeah. It was a close game in the first half. I think it was like 6-6. But then, Newcastle just fell apart and the Sharks went ahead with it.
Yeah. Kalen Ponga went off for HIA, passed, come back, and then he went to play the ball on the 4th tackle and thought it was a handover, so he handed over.
Yeah.
And I think it was just downhill.
Yeah, downhill from there.
So, but that's all good. Sharks for the win. The last Saturday night game. Oh no. Second Saturday night game.
Second Saturday night. The Tigers.
Absolutely pumped. The Cowboys.
Slaughtered them.
Destroyed them. They were like playing like under 11s.
Yeah, I know.
They just Cowboys absolutely diabolical.
Yeah.
Biggest winning score the West Tigers have ever had.
Yeah, most amount of tries that they've ever scored in a game. There was a couple of records that they just...
biggest winning margin.
Yeah.
So the curse of Leichhardt, you could probably say, got put on hold for that game.
Yeah.
Because they hadn't had a good streak there. They'd only won 2 in the last 8 or 10 games there.
Yeah. The ironic thing is that the Cowboys actually came back a little bit and it was 36-18 at one stage there. And you thought, maybe if the maybe if the Cowboys score again here, it might be game on. But the Tigers, they just...
Yeah. Well, the refs were all... No, not the refs. The commentators were all like, "Oh, the Cowboys coming back," and then that next 30 points were all scored in like the last 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, I think there was like 5 tries in 5 minutes or whatever it was. But
flogged, absolutely.
But I was pretty happy to see I like the Tigers more than the Cowboys.
Yeah, do this season anyway.
Yeah.
I think that was a reality check for the Cowboys. I think going off that they've still got a long way to go. And you know what they say? No one's ever won in the premiership by getting beat by 50 points or more in the regular season. So that's Cowboys season done.
Yeah, go on.
See you next year.
Yep, book your Mad Monday.
Yeehaw! Book your Mad Monday.
Yep.
In May.
Yep, go to Dallas, boys, and go see some real Cowboys.
Oh, man.
All right, the last Saturday night game. Storm versus the Dolphins.
Man, this was a heated game. Storm beat the Dolphins 24-16.
I don't think the scoreline really shows how dominant the Storm really were, though.
Yeah. Well, dominant in every area. I think the Dolphins did well to hold on.
Yeah.
Kafusi got sent in the first half. Massive swinging arm into Christian Welch's face.
Yeah, I know, yeah. And I think that just sort of set the precedent for the game almost. Yeah.
One thing that really annoys me, and I'm going to pick on Storm here for a minute, is that, some people say it's a good thing. I think other people say differently, is that the Storm have this technique of every tackle, they turn the attacker around.
Yeah.
And they turn them up onto their back.
Yeah.
So that's their goal. 3 go in, put them on their back or turn them around so they're the wrong way. And when they get up out of the tackle, they're pushing up off the attacker lying down.
Yeah.
And then, or get away with it every time. And the other thing that really annoyed me was that Nelson, for Solomona, didn't even play the ball properly once that whole game.
Yeah.
Towards the end of the game, his foot was nowhere near touching the ball. He didn't even try. And they were supposed to have been cracking down on that stuff.
Yeah.
Last season and the season before, but then this game, like every time he played the ball, the foot was not near the ball at all.
Yeah.
So they were the two things that really annoyed me.
Yeah. We don't like the Storm.
And they got a fair run in the mill too with the.
Yeah.
The 50-50 seemed to go their way, which do or don't, who knows? There's no bias, whatever, but it seemed to be in the Storm's favour that game. But anyway, the Dolphins played well. Storm were, solid team as well at the end of the day. Speaking about not solid team, first game on Sunday.
Dogs versus Titans.
Doggies won 20-18.
Yeah, what happened?
Who knows? What happened?
Yeah.
Titans did really well in the first half.
Yep, and then...
good. They did good, not really well.
Yeah, what are they then? 14-4, I think, at halftime?
Yeah, something like that. And then just didn't want to come out and play. I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah. Yeah, we're just talking about it there before. So the Titans have now lost the most amount of games out of any NRL team when leading at halftime and going on to lose the game.
It's not a stat. It's not a stat you want.
Yeah, it's not a stat.
But it's only going to get bigger.
Yeah.
They're diabolical this year. Really don't know what's going on there.
All right. Down in Canberra, Manly beat the Raiders 42-14.
Manly were on fire, I have to say. Raiders were just...
They didn't show up.
No. They didn't seem interested. They didn't have the fire that they did the previous week, particularly. And Turbo was good, I thought, on fire. He got 3 tries.
Yep.
So, he's had a cracker of a game. Whether or not he's back to where he was, only time will tell.
Yeah, I think he's still got a little bit to go.
Yeah.
I think his 3 tries, were pretty much gifted to him.
Yeah, I agree with that. So, anyway, he got picked for Origin, so we'll have to hope for Manly's sake he doesn't get wrecked.
Yeah.
It's a different level, but, he's a quality player.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, good luck.
Oh, yeah, I guess so, yeah.
Yeah,
but
you'll do all right. Oh, would you have a cat?
Yeah. But, anyway.
What do you reckon, Alfie?
Yeah, what does he reckon?
He wants to...
All right,
let's go through the ladder.
Yep. So we've had a little bit of a change now. So Penrith have come out on first place now on 16 points.
Yep.
After the Rabbits have lost, so...
Bit of a changey-roo. Around.
But there's... But the Sharks, they're also on 16 points in third, and then also the Broncos. And also the Storm.
Don't tell me they're on 16 points too.
So there's 5 teams leading the comp.
Oh, man.
Oh, all on the same amount.
Yeah.
So it's a very close competition.
Yeah.
Who comes out on top, I don't know.
Yeah.
But it'll be interesting.
Well, it's really, it's anyone's season.
Oh, yeah.
Like we've said previous weeks, you lose a couple and you can just fall all the way down.
Yeah.
Win a couple, you can be on top.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
Look at the Warriors. They didn't do anything last round and they've jumped up to 7th.
Yep.
They didn't even bother playing a game.
No. So, yeah.
So we got Dolphins.
Yeah, they're also on...
Dolphins.
They're on 14 points, so they're only 2 points behind.
Yeah, so one game off the top spot.
Yep.
So Dolphins, Warriors, Raiders all on 14 points. So Raiders have come up and then gone back down a little bit because of that bye jump for the Warriors.
Yep, and then did we say the Raiders?
Yeah.
Yeah, we said the Raiders, and then Manly, they've jumped up just outside the top 8. And then Titans, they've gone down to 10th. And then now we're down to 11th, so it's not looking good for us. We better start winning.
Yeah.
For my Roosters. But at least we're not Newcastle in 12th. So I don't know how on earth they're that high.
Well, that's the thing. They're all sort of like winning one here and one there.
Yeah. Eels on 10 points. I think they'll jump. They should jump up. Whether they'll get enough wins.
Well, they haven't had the bye yet.
No.
And all the Cowboys or Bulldogs.
Yeah.
And I think Broncos haven't and Rabbitohs haven't. So there's still going to be a bit of jumping around there.
Yeah.
So this origin period's really going to throw everyone out until they catch back up again.
Yeah.
But at the moment, yeah, Cowboys on 14, in 14th, Bulldogs 15th.
Yep, and then the Tigers on 8, and then the Dragons are also on 8 points. How would you feel if you were the Dragons? You're in 16th place coming into the weekend.
And you win.
And you win.
And you go to the bottom.
And then you go down.
Oh, you wouldn't be happy.
Yeah, no.
How does that happen? Anyway.
Yeah.
You win, but you still lose.
Yeah, win.
Yeah. But yeah, Dragons did well, so
yeah.
There's going to be so much more chopping and changing over the next, month at least.
Yep.
And then,
Yeah, and then see what comes out after Origin, I guess.
Yep.
All right.
So,
round 13.
With short round.
Yep.
So make sure you watch every game because there's only 5.
Yep. And teams are going to be affected by Origin as well, so there's going to be lots of ins and outs.
Yep.
So anyway, on the Thursday night, we got the Dragons versus the Dolphins.
Where are they playing? Does it say there?
It's at KO Stadium at Redcliffe.
So Dolphins home game. Look, what have we got? So Kafusi's out. He's been suspended. Hamaso's gone to Origin camp. Tom Gilbert's out. Ben Hunt's gone to Origin. Laurie, Jaden Sewer is out as well. So there's a few names there that are out. So I'm still thinking I'm going to go with Dolphins because it's their home game. I think they'll still be too good. They've still got a heap of decent players there in their squad.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it may not be the highest quality game, I don't think.
No, but hopefully it will be a good chance to get some young guys in.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I don't know who I'm going to sip in that one.
Yeah, it would be pretty hard. Just going off previous weeks, Dolphins have probably had more chopping and changing to their side over this year. So I'd say they're probably a little bit more used to it.
Yeah.
The chopping and changing, so it's not going to be as big like Ben Hunt out for the Dragons, that's a major, in my opinion.
Yeah, because if he didn't play on the weekend, we would have won.
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, the Friday night game, Eels versus the Cowboys.
That's in Sydney, Combank.
Yep. Who's our ins and outs for that one?
So, we've got Andrew Davey, Arthur, Paolo, Madison out for Eels.
Yep.
And Murray Tulangi, Ruben Cotter, Tom Dredd and Valentine Holmes. So they're a lot of quality out there for the Cowboys.
Yep. Talamo's back for the Cowboys though.
Yeah. Oh, is he? Has he been named? Oh, that's good. That's good.
Yeah. So that'll be a good in, but
Oh, he's in reserve, so we'll see if he gets picked.
We'll see if he plays, but at least it's a good sign. But
so Jake Arthur has left the Eels.
Yep, he's gone to Manly.
Yep. And I forget the guy's name. We'll get to it in a minute.
Someone from the Tigers.
Tigers has left and gone to the Eels. So
I think probably the Eels will be too strong in this one.
Offengowie. Joe.
Yeah.
Offengowie has left Tigers and gone to Eels.
Ah, so that's
I think that's a pretty good pickup for Eels.
yeah.
Or he's straight in there. He's playing as prop. So
Yeah, I think Eels will
So
be
he beat Cowboys last week.
Yeah.
And he's probably going to beat Cowboys this week.
Yeah.
There you go.
Has that been done in the history?
Yeah, Cooper Cronk did it, didn't he? Oh, he did. He won grand final with Storm, then won grand final with Roosters.
But I mean, a week after week.
I'm pretty sure. I'm sure it had. I do vaguely remember
Someone actually doing it.
Yeah. It was in the last couple of years as well.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to do some research.
Yep. But yeah, I think Eels will be too strong.
Yeah, Eels for the win. Warriors, Broncos.
Yep, first Saturday night game.
So we got so for the Warriors, we've got Dylan Walker and Wade Egan are out. And Broncos, we've got Patrick Carrigan, Payne Haas, Reece Walsh, Selwyn Cobbo, and Thomas Flegler. So there's a lot of dudes out for Broncos.
Yeah. I think that
Adam Reynolds is back, according to this.
I think I'm going to tip the Warriors there.
I'd have to go the Warriors too at Mount Smart.
Yeah.
There's just too much quality out of the Broncos team.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So.
And I think that might actually be a bit of a scoreline.
You reckon?
Yep, I'm predicting the Warriors.
Warriors are fresh off the bye as well.
Yeah, they don't get affected by Origin.
Yep.
So.
And they're at home.
Yep. So.
Yeah, bloodbath.
Yeah, it's going to be a bloodbath.
Ooh, the Warriors are going to wreck them. There you go. You heard it here first.
Yep.
So what do we got? Saturday game, Rabbitohs, Raiders.
Ooh.
This one's pretty even, I think, with the ins and outs.
Yeah, I think so.
So we got Latrell Mitchell, Jair, and Cameron Murray are out. Campbell Graham is also out, but not according to this. He's been named to play, but in the news, he'd actually pulled out of Origin camp because he'd hurt himself or he had a niggle or something. So I'm surprised he's pulled out of that. He got named 18th man.
Oh, okay.
Which I don't agree with. He should be in the starting side. But he's been named at centre, so
yeah.
I don't know. Watch this space.
I think I'm going to tip the Rabbits there, just being at home, I think.
Yep. Rabbits for the win. And what do we got? Eels versus Cowboys.
Oh, no, we've already gone through that game.
First Sunday. Knights, Eagles.
Oh. What's our team list looking like there, Matt? It's going
So, Frizzell's out for Knights.
Yep.
Kalen Ponga's been named at fullback.
Yeah, Kurt Mann's in. He goes all right.
We got Ben Trebojevic is out. He's done his hammy.
Yep.
I haven't heard if it's a major or not.
Yeah.
Cherry Evans has gone to Origin.
Yep.
Jake is out as well. I think he's injured too. I don't think he got.
Yeah, I forget what he did.
Did he get done for, or did he get into Origin as well? I heard he aggravated something again, and then Tom's off to
Origin.
So Manly's still got quality there, but without the Jake and Tom, it's going to be tough.
That's going to be hard. I think being at home, I think Newcastle might win that one.
Yeah, they were so poor last week.
Yeah, I know. It's hard to. Oh, it's a hard one, eh?
If you had $50 and you had to bet,
I don't have $50 though.
if you did,
if I did, I'll take Newcastle.
All right, Newcastle for the win. I've actually gone Newcastle as well. In my experience, I find that teams that play at home often win during these bye Origin weeks.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So, anyway, that's my theory. Anyway, and I'm sticking to it. So, all right. Origin. let's get on to the Origin. I'm excited. Are you excited?
I'm always excited.
I'm real excited. Jase is excited, but he's not here.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about it.
Yep.
Then I'm going to use my time machine and I'm going to go through space and time, catch up with Jase.
Yep.
Put his comments in at the end so that you all know what's... Because Jase is our Blues supporter.
Yep. We're both Queenslanders.
Well...
I was born in New South Wales though, but I moved here when I was 1.
Don't tell anyone. You can change.
I can
Don't
change.
believe what anyone says. You can change. Any of your other Blues out there, you want to come over to the Maroons, you can too. We'll accept you.
Yeah.
Arms wide open.
Are you referring to a Creed song there? With arms wide open.
Well, that was a flashback, wasn't it?
Yeah.
All right. The best time of year is Origin.
Yeah.
So let's the teams got announced. New South Wales was supposed to be announced on Sunday. Got announced on Monday after being delayed.
Yeah.
Few surprises there. Should we do the Blues first because we don't like them, and then we'll talk about the Maroons?
Yep. All right.
Or should we just go?
Oh, we'll go
Each.
through New South Wales first.
All right.
So did you want me to read out the list or?
Yeah, read them out.
Yep.
Read out the list.
So at fullback we got James Tedesco. On the wing we've got Brian Topol. Your centres are Latrell Mitchell and Tommy Turbo, and your other winger is Josh Adokar. Your 5'8" is Jerome Luai, and the halfback is Nathan Cleary. And then Pangai Jr. to Vanguard Pangai Jr. He got prop, which was a bit of a surprise. And then the hooker is Arispai Coruscant, is that how you pronounce it?
Yeah, Appy Coruscant.
Appy Coruscant.
Carrot.
Yep.
Yep.
And then Payne Huss is one of the props. And then, or the other prop, I should say. And your second rowers are Tyson Brazel and Hudson Young.
Yep.
So Hudson makes his debut as well. And then from Penrith, we got Isaac Yeo. And then on the interchain bench, Junior Paulo comes back from last year. Also with Cam Murray, Liam Martin, and Nico Hines as well make his debut.
Okay. So a few things there. Few guys there. They've sort of stuck with players from last year a bit.
Yeah.
I think they've done themselves a mischief with not getting Campbell Graham in there. Because like Josh Adokar's great and all, but this year he's been injured for ages. I don't think he was at where he was.
Yeah.
People will say that he gets up for Origin, and same as Turbo, like he's been out for so long. He hasn't played much footy in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
But he gets up for the games. But then you look at guys like Campbell Graham, the dude's playing excellent nearly every single week.
Yeah.
And then he gets left out.
Yeah, I know.
So...
Yeah. And I'm going to throw a curveball here. I'm not sure about the Nico Hines selection. Okay, hear me out here. He's been playing amazing footy, but at the end of the day, he can only really cover a couple of positions. Where when they had Matt Burton in the team, he can play fullback, he can play centre, he can play in the second row if you need him to. I would argue that he's a better player for the team. He may not be a better player, but I reckon he's a better player for the team.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's just my thoughts.
I don't rate Matt Burton as a halfback.
Yeah.
That's my little honesty.
Yeah.
I don't rate it. I don't think he's a good fit at number 7 for the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
Because when he was at Penrith, he was really good in the centres, and then when Nathan Cleary went out or Jerome Luai went out, he shifted into 5'8" or halfback. He was average.
Yeah.
And he was average on the weekend as well, and all season, in my opinion, I don't think.
He probably hasn't had the greatest season.
I don't think he's a halfback.
Yeah.
I think he needs to shift back to centre.
Oh yeah, he's a centre is his preferred position. But anyway.
So you could probably contribute the Bulldogs' lack of performance to that as well, because he's playing out of a position that he's.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That's just my opinion, but
yeah. All right, let's go to Queensland.
All right, so we've got.
All right, we'll go through it again.
Right. Reece Walsh in fullback, Selwyn Cobbo winger, Val Holmes and Hamaso in the centres.
Yep.
I like these picks, Jed. I'm liking these picks.
Yep.
You know, so the big outs, obviously, Kalen Ponga and Dane Gagai.
Yep.
Good pick, Billy. Good pick.
Yeah, good pick, yeah.
Dane Gagai's been pretty average. Kalen Ponga's a risk.
Oh, yeah.
The last thing you want is pick this dude, get him out there into that sort of arena.
And he gets a head knock.
And then the worst case is that his career's done. It's not worth the risk for him.
Yeah.
So as much as it sucks for Kalen, I think...
He needs to get some footy under his belt.
Kalen?
Yeah.
I think he needs to protect his head, because he's got a lot of life left to live after footy.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's really hard, because being a footy player, that's what you strive to do. Is State of Origin is the pinnacle.
Oh, yeah, definitely, yeah.
So, I can see both sides. It'd be really hard not to pick the guy, and really hard for him. But then you sort of... player welfare, you got to look after him, because he'll get targeted, for sure, and they'll smash him, and then the potential is they wreck him.
Anyway,
but then you can't risk that, because then, like, if that happens in the first 5 minutes, then you got no fullback for the whole game.
Yeah, exactly.
So
anyway,
and Hammer, so the Hammer, he's been playing good. Playing good footy. So
he'll fit in there quite well, I think. Yeah.
So Murray Tulagi is the winger, and then we got Cameron Munster and Cherry Evans, 5'8" and halfback respectively. Then we got Tom Flegler, Ben Hunt.
Lindsay Collins.
I think that's good. As long as he doesn't get knocked out. Dave Fafita, I think he's good. Tom Gilbert and Carrigan. Then what we got? Interchange. We've got Harry Grant, Tino, Ruben Cotter, and who's 17? Jai Arrow. So that's pretty solid. It's a pretty solid bench. You know, there's experience there. Probably the only one I think is probably Ruben Cotter. I think Corey Horsburgh would have been better. Yeah,
I think so, yeah.
Tino on the interchange, I don't know. I think he's better at starting. That's just my biased opinion. So I think it's going to be a good series this year.
Yeah. Just quickly on Queensland, you know, for so many years, you know, we've always had this stick and pick sort of thing where, you know, that Billy's definitely made a couple of changes. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, you got to get... See, what I think after our dominance, you know, we sort of probably kept the same guys for a little bit too long. And we didn't get the younger guys to start coming in and getting them used to it. You know, it's true, like, the players will get up for the game because it's the pinnacle of rugby league is State of Origin. So, I don't know. I think, the picks that he's made, I think are all good.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
It'd be a really hard job too, because you got how many players in the whole league? 300-400 eligible players. Maybe not that many, but at least a couple hundred that you could pick. So, but I think I think getting Reece Walsh in for this year is a better idea than trying to feed him in last year.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah.
Because he's, you know, a bit older, a bit wiser. He's still a young dude, but I think that's good.
Yeah. So the games are in Adelaide this year.
Adelaide, and then Brisbane and then Sydney. So
So yeah, whoever wins that first game, it'll be a massive advantage.
I think the Queensland. I think the Maroons will pump the Blues.
Yeah.
Queenslander.
Although New South Wales are favourites.
They're always favourites.
Yeah, they're always
every
favourites.
year. Nah, it'll be good. It'll be a good game. So let's cross to Jase right now and get Jason's opinion.
Yep.
And then we'll come back and we'll close out. Oh, made it. Travelled through time and space to get here. Righto, Jase. So me and Jed have spoken about our thoughts on the teams. So we need a inside man for the Blues.
Yeah.
For your opinion. How you liking this team?
I like the team. A couple of interesting calls on both sides. But I like the centre pairing.
Yeah.
I think Turbo did enough.
In one game?
In one game, yeah. I think to show that he can.
Well, what about Campbell Graham? Like, that's one thing we just discussed was...
He pulled out anyway.
Yeah.
So,
but, yeah.
I think he deserved a shot on the wing.
Yeah.
But Addo-Carr again, pretty decent player. So
yeah, Addo-Carr is probably, we discussed it, he's probably one of those players that gets up for Origin. Same as Tommy Turbos, but then you're sort of stuck between, okay, well, I'll go with this guy who has had experience in the past, or this guy who's playing exceptionally well footy now. So it's...
That's the trick, isn't it? Yeah, like how do you choose that? But I think all you needed to know was, could Turbo actually play?
Yeah.
And we saw he could play, and I think Origin he'll get into it and probably miss another 10 weeks after that.
If you were Manly right now, would you be worried about him?
I'd be worried about him every game.
Yeah. Because he's too valuable. So when he is fit, he's too good to get injured.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
But he's going to, from evidence before.
Do you think Tedesco's right to get back in the fullback? Yeah. He had a pretty decent game.
Yeah, I mean, he's the captain for a reason. The only reason we're doubting him is because he hasn't been the best player in every game, but he's still been a pretty good fullback. If your team doesn't perform, it's pretty hard for the fullback to do something.
Yeah.
So
one of the comments was Nico Hines on the bench.
Yeah, great.
You reckon that's a good call there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Even as a Shark supporter, that's where I put him.
Yeah.
He's got too much utility value. He can cover fullback with 5'8", halfback, anywhere there.
So me and Jed were talking about that just before. That Matt Burton was probably, it would have been a toss-up between those two guys, because Matt Burton can also fill a lot of, can be a centre.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to come on and give the energy that Nico's going to come on and give.
Yeah.
In the last 20 minutes, apart from putting up these bombs that people can't catch, is he going to come on and win you the game? I probably don't think so.
Yeah.
I think there's probably more between him and Luai. I think he could have got it Santa too, Burton. So I think he's just a bit unlucky.
Yeah. It's a good problem to have for both sides when there's so many players at their peak that you go like, oh, do I go this guy or this guy?
Yeah,
or this guy or that guy or that guy.
Most players performed last week.
Yeah.
So it's a big
Well, we talked about this, is that Origin is the pinnacle of rugby league.
Yeah.
Like when you're growing up, you want to play for your state, you want to go and bash up the Blues or bash up the Maroons.
That last game, like 4 people or whatever knocked out in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's just that intensity.
Yeah. It's another level.
Amazing.
It's more physical, it's quicker, it's faster, harder hitting.
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
the guy for me was Pangai Jr.
Yeah.
I was very, very surprised over Saifidi brothers.
Yeah.
He's got a few errors in his game.
He is a lot better, in my opinion, than he has been in previous years at club level. And him on the weekend against the Titans, like, big physical bloke, and like he does have those errors, but he's also got the offloads. He's
Which
got
I-
a bit of footwork.
I think is probably a detriment to him because he doesn't. I found in the big games when there's a lot of emotion, he doesn't know when to pass and when not to. Hopefully, but
that'll come with age too. Like he's only a young bloke.
Yeah, the Penrith. I forget who it was. One of the Penrith players said when he came on and played for them, they just told him, "This is your role for 20 minutes. Do your role," and he was amazing for that little cameo. So maybe that's what he's looking for. Him just the first 20 minutes, take the sting out of the game, hard to handle, and then
Well, him and Payne Haas. Well, there's a big there's a lot of
and Nozai Yo, he's not a small fella.
So
and that's why I think Maroons have picked Gilbert and Fafita just to help that aggression, to really give it to him with Latrell on the centres as well. It's going to be a pretty fiery match.
So I don't know. Latrell, I think he's good for those big games as well, but can he go hard for 80 minutes in that arena, do you think? Like he was...
I don't think he needs to. There's so many players. He just needs to do a job. Which I think he will.
I actually like him at fullback. And that's another hard decision. Like Latrell, Tommy, Tedesco, they're all fullbacks.
Well, Nico was a fullback too.
Nico was fullback for Storm last year. So
it's I still think Tedesco's the best defensive fullback, so he's great in that line, and I think you'll find Latrell and Tedesco just swapping sides and going wherever they feel like. They'll kill it.
So it should be good. Should be a good game. So what were your thoughts on the Maroons side?
It's a good side. I'm more worried about Walsh than I was about Ponga. I think the rest looks pretty much like it should have. I was really surprised Capewell didn't get a run. I was surprised Welsh is not in the team. I was surprised Welsh isn't starting. I thought that was a really strange move. Just that experience.
There's 6 Broncos.
And I thought they would have put Carrigan on the bench, wait for everyone to get beaten up, and then bring him on. But he's got a plan there. We'll see what happens.
So it'd be interesting to see how they get up. So you're looking at Tedesco fullback, so many years experience, so many big game experience, and then we got Reece Walsh,
but he's a
young bloke.
He's a bit like Billy Slater. I think he's just going to hit it. But
that might be part of the reason.
Coates was a weird one. Coates not being in the side and picking the Cowboys winger, considering they got flogged last week, especially on that side.
Xavier Coates he's been good, but he's not.
But the Cowboys have been beaten most of the year.
Cowboys got flogged.
So
absolutely spanked last week.
So they picked that wing centre on combination. Holmes gets a job because he always gets a job done.
Val Holmes is even though they did get wrecked last week, Val Holmes was probably one of the better players on a losing side.
Yeah, they did score most of the tries through that side.
Was that Murray Talangi? So as long as they work together and defend, that'll be the thing, is defence.
Well, I don't know who they're up against, but it's either Turbo or Latrell.
So they're going to have to bring their A game.
That's a big... Latrell's a lot to handle. It's probably Latrell. He's a lot to handle. And then you got To'o on the outside, who's just... You know what he's going to do, but if you can tackle him is the question.
So previous weeks we were commenting on Dane Gagai. Is this the week he gets up and gets picked for Maroons?
No.
And he didn't get picked?
No, he didn't play.
Do you think that's more for his form over the last 10, 12 rounds, or Hammerside's so good?
I think...
And he's young, so we're just getting in the...
Well, Hammer's scored a try every week, so I don't think...
You got to fit it in.
You can't play him at fullback. So I think Hammer's been just that good that Gagai's done.
It's going to be what's your prediction? Heart and head. Because the Blues are the favourites.
I think the centre pairing, I think the Turbo Latrell will just be so hard to handle.
Contain.
It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
But I also think if can Turbo run, so does Hammer get around him. But I think the Blues should win. I think this is the side we want.
They have to win. They have to win Adelaide, otherwise it's going to be.
I think this is the side we want to see. So I think more than any year, everyone's got the players they want.
Yeah.
Felice Kafusi's probably the only one not available to be picked.
Yeah.
I think the Blues win in Adelaide.
All right.
I think the Blues have to win in Adelaide because the next one's in Suncorp.
Cauldron.
I think it'll be closer.
Yeah.
I reckon there'll be some tries. I reckon like 2016.
Okay. 2016 Blues win.
Yeah.
On paper it's a bit. Yeah, it's so hard. Like Blues probably a bit better on paper. Queensland always loved being the underdog. I think this is the Origins, the one time where you go with your heart instead of your head. And I believe Maroon. Jase bleeds Blue, so.
I don't know how the Maroons are always the underdog. Like you got Cameron
Neither do I.
Munster, you got Reece Walsh. Look at that forward pack, Collins
Yeah.
and Carrigan, and yet still the underdog. Hammer,
Always.
leading try scorer. I don't. Yeah, it baffles me how this happens.
All right, well there you go. Blues for the win, Maroons for the win. I think we're all going to win because it's Origin.
Yeah.
So we'll head back to Jed and we'll see you next week.
Right. Have a good life.
Thanks for that, Jase. Thanks for your input. Very wise. Very wise.
Yeah, he's a wise man.
Interesting points there.
Yep.
That's it. Have a great week, everyone. Make sure you watch your footy.
Yep.
Listen to our tips at your own peril.
Yeah, don't listen to us.
Well, we've had some pretty good tips so far. So, take it with a grain of salt. But the main thing is, as long as you're enjoying the rugby league, the greatest game there is, other than rugby union. No.
No!
What sport is better than rugby league, seriously? Downhill cheese rolling?
Or maybe toboggan?
Toboggan?
Toboggan? Is that
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like WWE.
Oh, okay, yep.
Love the wrestling.
Yeah.
Sports entertainment.
Sports entertainment.
Anyway, these people got things to do. We got things to do. Have a great week.
Yeah.
And we'll see you next week.
See you next week, guys.
What are we going to do next week? It's Origin.
I don't know.